What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. So this video I'm basically making because I feel like this needs to be said, right? Obviously, we all know by now that the news of Kevin Durant staying in Brooklyn after asking for a trade, which now the trade has currently been rescinded. Kyrie Irving is also staying in Brooklyn, and Ben Simmons says he's ready for the upcoming season. So my question, or the thought that I've had, was how many games do the Brooklyn Nets win this upcoming season? Now, of course, we've seen what happened with Boston last year. You know, going from basically on the outside looking in to making the NBA Finals with their young core of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Off season came and Jaylen Brown was centered around a Kevin Durant trade. But this video is not about Jaylen Brown, not being traded, or Kevin Durant not going through with his trade from the Nets. This video I just wanted to make to pinpoint and talk about how good I think the Nets are going to be this year. Granted, we don't know what Ben Simmons is going to look like. Kyrie was on again, off again last year because of COVID. He wasn't able to play. Then when he was able to play, it was just a whole lot of things going on with Kyrie last year. And Kevin Durant, he was basically the best player on the Nets last year. He played, to that all-star caliber level last year. He was the Nets' best player. The player that we all have known him to be, right? Barring him just not wanting to be there anyway a few months ago. But presently, as the Nets are, they have one of the more dangerous threes in the NBA with Simmons, Irving, and Durant. All there. Now, if they are all healthy and whole come the beginning of the season to April, May, and possibly June, I have the Brooklyn Nets being a top 4 team in the East. After Milwaukee, of course, with Chris Middleton returning. After the Boston Celtics. After Miami. You can put Brooklyn there at 4. Chicago, in my opinion, will be better than last year because Lonzo will be healthy. I see Chicago being in that 5-6. I see that. So I think the Brooklyn Nets have one of the more dangerous cores that a lot of people aren't going to mention right now because, of course, they want to see what the 3 of those guys look like together on court before they make an assumption. But if, the Nets run off, let's say the first 20 games of the season. The Nets go 15-5. We're going to be having a different conversation. But again, it's a long haul in the NBA season. We got 82 games. But again, how many games do I think the Brooklyn Nets will win this year? Like I said, I'm going to go with the fact that they all will be healthy. The Nets will be whole. I'm thinking that the Nets have a chance to win at least 55 games. Now I know that's asking a lot, right? 55 games. and you don't know how you don't know health wise, right? How you're gonna pan things out. Ben Simmons coming back from a back injury, so to speak. I don't think Kevin Durant but he did miss some time last year, and Kyrie was basically like the most healthy out of the bunch. Now, in the first 20 games for the Nets look something like this. They have the Pelicans to open up their season. They have the Houston Rockets after. Then it's Grizzlies, Bucks, Mavericks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Their first 5 games are all playoff teams from last season. Then it's a back-to-back versus Indiana. Then they play Chicago. Then it's Washington, Charlotte, Dallas, New York, LA Clippers, LA Lakers, Kings, Blazers, Grizzlies. Now, I mean, if you look at it, let's just look at the first 5. They play in the Pelicans. That's a winnable game. Now Zion will be playing. Zion's healthy. But that's still a winnable game when you have a Durant, an Irvin, and a Simmons. Joe Harris will be back from injury. Patty Mills will still be on their roster. So, and they just signed Markieff Morris. So, I mean, I believe this Nets team, the roster now, Steve Young, future is still in the air. He's not fired. I don't know what the future may hold for him being in Brooklyn. It came a time where KD and Kyrie said they don't need a coach. And, the coach that Steve Nash is, whether or not they like him or dislike him, he's the coach of the team. He's the coach of the team currently. So they have to make do, right? You have to make do with who's at the front of the bench, basically, which is Steve Nash. I think the Nets can pull it off. Like I said, I think they can do something special with this roster currently the way it is. Now, again, Pelicans, that's a winnable game. Raptors, a winnable game, but we know the Raptors will come out and play hard, right? Then you have Grizzlies. Tough. Then you have, no Jaren Jackson Jr., so that might not be as a pushover, or the Nets could steal that game. Then they have the Bucks. Tough. Then Mavericks, Luka. That's going to be another tough game. But again, the Mavericks lost Jalen Brunson to the Knicks, but also gained Christian Wood and JaVale McGee. So that can be interesting. But then it's Indiana back-to-back. The Pacers, no. You have the Bulls November 1st at Barclay. I see that game being tough. And then it's Washington, Charlotte, Dallas again, Knicks, Clippers, Lakers, Kings, Blazers, Grizzlies. And that's just to name a few, right? I see the Nets ultimately being a playoff team this year. I can see them going far in the playoffs. I might be just talking because I'm thinking of talent instead of on-court chemistry. But when I think about those 3 guys, all-star caliber, MVP caliber players, defensive player of the year caliber players with Ben Simmons, Ben is not going to have to shoot as much, or they're not going to ask Ben to shoot or go stand in the corner. He's going to be able to facilitate the offense. Have Kyrie and KD slashing and cutting, getting the open spots on the floor. And that's going to be exciting to see. I mean, the brand of basketball that the Brooklyn Nets will play this year, I'm definitely excited to see how it all unfolds. I mean, Ben Simmons is not even 30, right? I mean, this is Kyrie Irving's prime, so to speak. KD is the elder statesman. But again, Kevin Durant is one of the 5 best players in the league currently. It's been that way for a while when healthy. So, like I said, 55 games is where I see the Brooklyn Nets season going. I would be hard pressed to see them lose more than, I would be surprised if the Brooklyn Nets lose more than 35 games this year. I would be surprised, but only time will tell. What do you guys think, Brooklyn Nets fans? What do you think? I know you are excited for the season, even though the offseason has been filled with a lot of roller coasters and uncertainty. But again, if those 3 are playing healthy and to the best of their ability, you guys have one of the best shots to come out of the East and potentially play for a championship. So again, I wish those guys nothing but the best. I hope all of them stay healthy. I'm excited to see it. Of course, I will be tuned in to League Pass to see what the Nets do going forward this year. Again, like I ask you guys always, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network. Also, comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. And I'll catch you on the next video.